Hello time travelers, I've got this RTX 3090, it's an EVGA XC3, if you're curious about what specific model it is, that was running too hot. Bought it for mining Ethereum and it wasn't getting the right hash rate. It was getting the hash rate in the 90s and it should be getting around 120. So people were telling me on Reddit that this particular one overheats and somebody told me to contact EVGA. And they sent me this package with these things and hopefully they'll work.
This is my look of disapproval.
It's cool that EVGA sent you those thermal pad thingy what's-its, but too bad you couldn't say that you just found them in the black hole room back there. Yeah, too bad. It is a funny plot device sometimes. Funny plot device sometimes. To get started, I'm going to take off these screws here, including that one under there. This is a good, cheap screwdriver set. It's also got stuff like spudgers and tweezers and, you know, smartphone screen suction cup thing. I fixed all kinds of stuff with this. Link in the description if you need a good kit. Got a good starter set of stuff. And I say starter, but I've used it on tons of things. Come out! It's like loosey-goosey, but won't come out. Do I have to do the tap where you fall out? Oh, look at that. It's got a freaking nut on the other side. Dislike. Yeah. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. I got a sticker that covers one of the screws. Oh, there we go. Some of you guys might remember that the battle for right to repair a couple years ago actually made it so that manufacturers can't fix your stuff under warranty if you take that sticker off. I don't know if EVGA would have been like that, but they sent me these thermal pads right here and said that if it doesn't resolve my issue, that they will RMA my card. So that's good. So this is acting super stuck, but it kind of wants to come up. So I'm just gonna take it slow. Oh, it's bending the back plate. My bad. Go back to my iFixit kit and I'll get this thing. Come out, this thing. You're in this scene. I'm just gonna collect this and twist. Okay, twisting doesn't work. How about lift? Oh, there's two more screws. Derp. All right, aluminum. Go back to being straight. That wasn't hard at all. So these are thermal pads. They look, to my eye, to be about 2 millimeters thick, and they all go on these memory bits. I'm wondering how much of this kit they want me to put on this side, how much is on the other side. By the way, most GPUs do not have memory things on this side. That's the reason why you'll find mods for this card where they change these thermal pads and then they put a big heatsink and a fan right here. So now I'm going after the actual GPU mount screws because these go all the way through to the heatsink. Oh, I love this iFixit screwdriver. I can hold it down with my palm to get enough pressure and then spin it with the other hand. These are plugged in, they'll have to be unplugged. Is there anything on the other side? There's that. Let's try the flat head of the iFixit. Well, that clip just busted right off, so that's not the preferred solution. That one too. Like, how am I supposed to squeeze it to get it off? Like, I don't want to break another one. Oh, come on, EVGA. This connector solution is not my friend right now. Should be able to get a screwdriver right behind it to release. But they just want to break. These are thick. Jiminy Christmas. Again, this is the same kind of connectors as the other ones, and it doesn't want to come out. Okay. Get my thumb around it, it comes out easy. Now all these thermal pads are the same thickness. Now I am going to measure for you guys in case for whatever reason you're not contacting EVGA or whatever, or you want to use a different kind of thermal pads. Fine, whatever, do what you want. I'm going to measure with a caliper. This caliper is a Dikirach, however you pronounce it. Dikirach? It's metal and it has fractions and it's 30 and I love it. Link in the descriptables. All right. Where does that show? Just put it kind of like that, spin it around, see what it is. 2 millimeters. I called it! What about this one right there? Start to peel some back and I'll measure it like that. I think that's 2 millimeters as well. So it's all 2 millimeters, but you have thermal putty right here, which, for up to me, I'd replace that as well on the DRMs. And toss, toss, toss. This replaces that one. This replaces this one way over here. My guess is this little one goes there. I'm just gonna lay them out where I think they're gonna go. There we go. That's gotta be 2 pieces. That covers everything, except they didn't address this side. Hey, other me. What? Did I wake you up or something? You woke me up or something, maybe. Right, you just don't exist. I don't exist or something? Whenever I need your help, you just, whatever. Can you hand me the package over there? It's got my other thermal pads that I used for the 5700 XT in the previous video. Oh yeah, guys. Got these Grizzly minus pad 8 things. Click the card so you can see how I did the Power Color Red Devil card. Looking at them, I've got a 1.5 and a 1.0, so no, they're not gonna help me. Step the onest. Peelies the oldies ones offsies. And I'm gonna have to clean all that. Ugh. Shouldn't I get you like a rag for wiping that down or something? Because you're always forgetting things. Yeah. So, who cares if I forget stuff? There's always... Actually, I use the rag later. First, use generic Lysol wipes. Then, the clean, lint-free towel that I got at hardware store. So if this doesn't work, I'm actually considering looking into what kind of thermal putty to put down here. Or maybe I can use thermal pads. Come clean, GPU, come clean. This thermal paste they had, super dry. Did EVGA provide you with any thermal paste, or you have to use your own? They didn't provide any thermal paste in the package, but that is a good question, other me. What the heck? The NVIDIA logo and everything is actually an engraving. I could feel it as a texture while I'm trying to scrub the thermal paste off. Come on, NVIDIA. Can't you make it smooth so we can get better thermal conductivity? Derper derper. Come clean, memories. Come clean. Oh yeah. Lint-free towel. Now I was able to get 120 mega hashes with this card, but I had to put a bunch of fans on it. Bunch! It's not efficient. Thermal putty that they used for the DRM. This looks horrible. And it looks thinner than a millimeter. Well, if I do buy some more 1.0, I need to know how much I need. This part, 85 millimeters by, this part is 14 again by 68. Really? I'm supposed to like balance this on there somehow? I'm putting these on the heatsink because it's easier to tell where they go that way. Again, people buying their own stuff. These literally look like either 2.0 or 2.15 or something. All right, my ancient thermal paste bin that I bought at Micro Center in 2004. I still have that much left. Now the tweezers from the iFixit kit. Now remember the annoying of the before times and the cables and the pluggings into each other's things. Alright, that's in. Now to somehow put this down perfectly, get all these plugged in even though their little clips are gone. Now I'm checking something for those of you who want to know the thickness of these thermal pads on the back plate. So I'm comparing them to the thermal pads that were on the other side, and they're the same. And there's just these 4 pieces. And when I measure this, it's 1.73, so it's probably 2. It's all like 13 millimeter wide or 14. I'm gonna call it 14. 4 pieces. 2 of them are 52 millimeters long. One of them is 14 millimeters long. And then this one is 38. So here's the backplate memory. And this is the area with the thermal putty, which might be around 1 millimeter. This is definitely 2 millimeter. So if you guys want to buy your own or whatever, you don't have to worry about not buying enough. You guys want to watch me struggle putting this back together a little bit? You can talk in the comments about how much of a noob I am. Start that a little bit, then go to the other corner. I actually have the macro lens on my phone this time, which makes it easier to see what I'm doing when you guys are looking at that angle. Or I do the thing in the editing where you're looking at that angle. No, I'm not going to torque it at all. I'm just going to go down until it stops. And I know those two on the end over there are going to be loads of not fun because they have the nuts. So I'm getting the other one started first so the back plate doesn't try to get away from me. All right, let's go try this card out. After I turn off all my equipment and throw it in a bag and drag it upstairs. All right, just turn off the power supplies because I'm not patient enough for Windows to freaking shut down eventually. Power thingies. Oh, I should have put a pause in my mining software. Oh well. Why do you need to put a pause in the mining thing? Why can't you just boot it up and then, you know, it works because it already has the drivers installed for that card from earlier. Because as soon as I turn it back on, it's going to enumerate the cards in a different order because reasons. Oh. And my mining software has the overclocks set for whatever order they're in right now. Should I tell the viewers about that one video you're planning on asking people on Reddit if they want your auto mining configurator thingy? Yeah, tell them about that other video that I'm planning on making. All right, regular me, he, me, we're the same person talking about him, his pronouns. It's gonna get confusing. Whenever you put your cards in, or you're troubleshooting, you unplug a card and turn it on, your computer enumerates the cards in a different order than the last time. And so MSI Afterburner will lose your clocks. Overclocks? Yeah, overclocks. Or if you're putting in the clocks into the mining batch file itself, you have to change the numbers around. So he, we, I, whatever, made a thing that reads config files and makes the mining batch software on the fly every time. So tell us in the comments if you want to see that and any things you want to ask because he hasn't made the video yet. Right, and also subscribe so you can see it. Even if you're not into mining, it's pretty geeky and interesting. And now I'll make struggle face noises as I try to put everything together. Go in. Well, that wasn't so bad. Preparing windows. We weren't prepared before. Close, don't mine yet. All right, device manager, what do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right. But 2 of the cards got yellow triangles. Reinstall the drivers, it says. So I gotta give it a minute. Oh, it did a thing. It's all weird right now. Oh, here it comes. All right. Windows button X. You are. Restart. Preparing Windows. You're never prepared. See, this thing is it checking the cards in the order they're enumerated in. And then it makes the batch file to do the mining, which it calls after waiting 30 seconds, which hopefully is enough for Windows to boot up and done doing its being slow to load itself. Now this part I gotta watch, because in Phoenix Miner, if I see any yellow in there, that means it assigned the wrong clocks to the wrong cards. But it was all pink, fuchsia, or whatever, so I'm good. 122, that's the RTX 3090. Well, let's get hardware info 64 opened up so we can make sure it runs the right temps. So I'm running that, but I can't talk. I'm running 122 at, where's the watts? Some pink text or fuchsia, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, 336 watt at 122. Wow, it's still going. Usually by now I would have failblog.com. It would have made a whole website about how much it sucks at this. GPU temperature is 70. Memory junction is 110. This is what I would normally get, but I'm actually getting the right hash rate now. 115. Ah, it's going down. 110. Well, I'm going to continue messing around with this. And you guys tell me in the comments if I should have EVGA RMA it, or if I should take it apart and try to do something else to it. It's still running 104. Is it time to do the awkward thing? The awkward end screen where you point all over the place in the air as if you know where buttons are to click? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why don't you decide all the things to point at? Really? Me do it all by myself? Yeah, go for it. Okay, I'll do it. That does it. He actually fixed the 5700 XT, the Power Color Red Devil. So why don't you click that card over here? The box. You know, the thing. Really funny time when he tried to mine with a GTX 960. That's down here. And you can subscribe to the channel. I guess maybe somewhere I'm pointing in space might be here. And his music channel on this button thing, because he makes the soundtracks. All right, bye time travelers. Bye time traveling peeps.